What's up, everybody? Renfail here, back again with some more Starfield for you here in the new year. And today we're focusing on the 5 essential tips that you'll want to know if you're a new player coming in to Starfield for the very first time playing on the Xbox in 2024. Now, of course, we've got the Ultimate Beginner's Guide, which we did last year when the game first came out. That's a great deep dive if you want like a 45-minute engrossing episode on all things related to beginners. But this one is just 5 essential quick tips to get you going out of the gate so that you don't have to stress about the little things like skill allotment and maybe did I make the right choice or the wrong choice. That's what this guy's here for. Now, if you haven't watched one of my videos before, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams happen at 8 a.m. Central Time here and on Twitch, and I play a lot of different games, so check out all of the different playlists. But in the meantime, let's get going right now, straight into the guide for Starfield in 2024 on the Xbox for new players. Starfield is a game of many skills. Many skills. And at the beginning of the game, you're going to be presented with a choice to pick a background. And each one of these backgrounds comes with a unique set of 3 skills that you're going to learn at the very start of the game. The important thing to understand about backgrounds here is that they are not really about the story of the character or the roleplay of the character, although they can influence your internal roleplay a little bit. Each one of these backgrounds is essentially what you were doing before you became a part of the Starfield group and you started running around the universe doing all these crazy fun things with them. But they're really nothing more than that. So whether you're a combat medic, a cyberneticist, a diplomat, homesteader, industrialist, so on and so forth. These are just sort of ideas about what you did before you became a part of the exploratory group and started your new journey into the stars. But what is important here is the groupings of skills. Think more of it along the lines of what 3 skills do you want to start the game with? Because the game is massive and there are lots and lots of skills to choose from, but you get 3 of them out of the gate based upon your background choice. Now, ultimately, this doesn't necessarily impact your game too much because you can learn all of these skills anyway by just spending skill points to get them, but it does help guide your early hours in the game with already having a few of these skills at your disposal. Now, some of what I say later on in this video may impact the decision that you make here when you're choosing your character, so make sure to check out the rest of things. You can just use the categories below for the chapters to go straight to those sections. But the big thing is just think about this as what 3 skills do I want to choose to play the game with, and don't think too much about the background of the character because that's really not going to matter because it's really literally your backstory of what you did before you came to this group, and what you do from here onwards is completely up to you. Now, while you might want to play a character who runs and guns and uses their rifles and pistols or fists to solve all of the problems and everything in the galaxy, the reality is that choosing to find alternative means through conversation can often lead to more quests, more experience, better rewards, and essentially just more things to do. So whether you're talking about intimidation or persuasion, always be thinking about the fact that having a quick tongue and using your conversational abilities will generally be far more rewarding than just running and gunning it. Now, again, it kind of depends on the playstyle that you're going for, but as an example, with my character, the main character that I played through the first time, I went with conversations, I went with persuasion on the way through for the very first time because it led to some very interesting opportunities during those conversations to say, hey, I want to maybe push things in this direction. But piggybacking off of that is the negotiation tree, which I didn't actually finish all the way through when I got to the end of my first playthrough. But the negotiation tree, if we open it up, introduces you to bribery and the ability to just flat out use what's called a negotiation skill during conversation. So at some points in the early stages you would see persuasion pop up, but later on you'll see negotiate pop up, and later on you'll see bribery pop up. Now all of these options have different prerequisites, so generally if you're going to negotiate with someone it'll have an option, but with bribery in particular, it will generally have a monetary value next to it. In other words, you could persuade and you could try to negotiate normally, but if you want to bribe, that conversation option won't even show up unless you have the bribery option first and foremost, and then beyond that, you'll need to have the cash in hand to even get past that speech challenge. And again, the various ranks do different things to bring that cost down, and if you get to rank 4, occasionally bribery won't cost any money at all. So persuasion is the big one here, and then from there you can go down, and if you want to go into intimidation, you can go into intimidate. Again, it just depends on what you want to do and what your playstyle is. There's also diplomacy, which is more for fighting, but it's also just another way to find creative ways to get past the conversation skill checks and things in the game without needing to necessarily resort to flat out combat. So if in doubt, talk first. Boost pack training. Boy, oh boy, do I wish I had taken boost pack training out of the gate when I first started the game. I did not. I played around 30 hours of the game before I ever actually got boost pack training, and it was the one regret I had in my first playthrough was that I didn't listen to what everybody was telling me about getting boost pack training from level 1 and going from there. This will make your life so much easier when it comes to traversing planets, whether it's outside of cities or on cities, especially when you get into the lesser gravity places. But essentially, first and foremost, you have to be able to use boost packs to be able to even use them and wear them. Your second rank expends less fuel. The third rank, it regenerates fuel more quickly. And the fourth rank doubles previous bonuses. But what is really cool about the boost packs as well is that if you go into your inventory, all of the different boost packs that you have do different things. Now, this is the boost pack that I'm currently wearing and using. The Galvanized Bounty Hunter Track Balanced pack. This is an epic one that I've found through my gameplay. It has resistive physical, energy, EM, it gives me thermal, corrosive, airborne, radiation resists. It has 10 mass, 10.8, and it says combat veteran, minus 15 damage from human enemies, galvanized, plus 25% corrosive resistive. It's a balanced boost pack. Different boost packs do different things. And so if you want to get the most out of the game and the boost pack capabilities, you can have multiple boost packs on your ship. And before you go out on an adventure, you can say, well, what is the adventure that I'm doing? Is it exploration? I'm going to exploring a planet and it's low gravity, and I'm going to essentially be using this to sort of fly across the landscape. Then I want something that can give me longer boost periods. But if you're going up against a bunch of bad guys and you're clearing out an enemy base, you might want one that has less of a boost and more resists to help boost your character stats. It's still a boost, it's just not a physical boost. So think of the boost pack as a way to travel across the landscape, but it's also an equipable piece of gear which has its own stats, and those stats can vary depending on what you find in the world, and they also have different cosmetic looks. So that all factors into the boost pack being a very important part of the early stages of exploration and just generally exploration overall throughout the game. So do not skimp on the boost pack. Don't do what I did and wait 30 hours. Get it from the get-go. If I were you, I would choose this at the very beginning of the game. When you're choosing your skill selections, pick something that has a boost pack. If not, the very first point that you spend after the introductory quests should be in the boost pack. Just do it. You'll thank me later. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. If you have never played a Bethesda game before, here's something you need to know right out of the gate. There's lots of stuff to pick up. Lots of stuff. There's things that you can pick up to decorate your ship, things that you can pick up to decorate your homes, your starships, your bases, your homes, all these different things. Plus there's all the gear and the weapons and the helmets and the backpacks and the spacesuits. There is so much stuff in this game. Now, thankfully, ammo doesn't weigh anything. but everything else in the game weighs, and it can weigh a ton. Now you can shove some stuff off to your companions, but if you are a pack rat, I highly suggest that you get into the strength line with your character, the physical line, and go weightlifting to increase the amount of things that your character can carry. I did not do this through my first playthrough. I played a stealth character, and one of the first decisions I made for my second playthrough was that I was not going to skimp on this, because you can earn all of the skills in the game just through dedication and playing through the game. So as long as you take your time, you can just go, clear planets and clear bad guys in space and get lots of skill points to assign where you want. This is a big deal. I cannot tell you how many times, if you watched my first playthrough on streams and the Let's Play series that I did, I was constantly complaining about how I was always running into issues of weight and having to shove things off on my character, onto my companion characters. Because like this character right here, I just can't carry that much. It's just kind of sad because I have all of these amazing things that I want to have and everything else, but I can only carry 140 mass, and those things add up quick. By the way, the 140 is right there. That's the one I'm looking for. That's the 140. It's the total I can carry. So if I were to go in here and to put points into it right now, which I haven't done, this is said character. Weightlifting, we'll increase that by 10 kilos, increase it by 25 kilos. Hang on, I forgot I have to actually sprint. I need to sprint at 75% or more at your maximum load capacity. So there are prerequisites to get these to the next level, but that should have automatically bumped me up to 150, and we'll just take a look at that really quick. Yep, as you can see, I am now at 150. So take those. Just get into the weightlifting and level it up as quickly as possible to help you carry more stuff. I would argue that this is something that you should do in the beginning of the game, not later on in the game, because of the fact that you're going to be doing so much running around in the early stages of the game and getting levels up and getting skill ups just from doing some of the introductory quests. It's a good idea to put these into your first ranks of like conversation skills, the boost pack, and then strength, so that you don't get encumbered. And then from there you can start looting like a pack rat, selling everything, racking up a ton of money, and making out like a bandit. But definitely you should consider putting points into the weightlifting so that you can actually carry stuff instead of doing what I did and be forever bound to where's the nearest place I can dump all my stuff because I'm overburdened and I can't move and I can't fast travel. Because yeah, you can't fast travel if you're overburdened in this game, which is an annoyance, so don't get overburdened. There are no quick swapping of weapons in Starfield like there are in traditional first-person shooter games. So when you have a weapon drawn, you're essentially, this is the weapon that you're using unless you go into your inventory and change the weapon. Something like this, and then go to your weapons and change it from here. But you can actually add weapons to the favorite system, which gives you a sort of quick slot, quick swap. It's kind of the same thing, but it's still not like, say, Cyberpunk, where you can just double tap or single tap and it'll switch between. Most games you would hit like the Y button and it will cycle through, or double tap the Y button and it'll cycle through your active weapons that you have actively equipped. That doesn't do anything here. So in other words, what you would need to do is, if you take the thumb pad here, the D-pad, as some people call it, the directional pad, or the thumb pad, and if you hold down, up, left, or right, you're going to see this menu right here. Now let's go ahead and get rid of that again. It doesn't really matter which way you choose. If you press it, it's going to bring this window up right here. And this is where you can set skills and weapons into this favorite slot, and it's all controlled by the D-pad, by the thumb pad. So you go up, up, down, down. Once you get to the center, you can go right or left, and you can slot up to 9 different things in this radial menu. So how do you do that? Well, you go into your inventory in this case, and you would go to your weapons, and you would pick a weapon, and you're going to notice that up above my head here, you're going to notice that some of those weapons have a heart symbol next to them. That's because I have favorited those items and I have slotted them accordingly. So if I were to want to slot this weapon right here on the Xbox, I would hit Y, and we're going to favorite it, and it's going to ask me, where do you want to put it? And I'm going to say, I want to put it up here. Put it in that slot right there. And if we back out of this menu completely and we hit the up on the D-pad, you're going to notice that now this rifle is assigned to that. But let's say I want to pick up my cutter. I go down to the cutter. If I want to pick up my pistol, I go to my pistol. I want to go up to my rifle, I go to my rifle. So it's not quite a seamless transition. There is an extra button press, but that's essentially how you do this. And remember, it's not just for your abilities. You can all, excuse me, your weapons. You can also go up here into like your powers and choose to take a power. Once you're hovering over it, you can favorite it and add it to this wherever you would like to, such as that, like there. And then if I go over here, back out, we can hit over on the right, and now I've got this second one. Click. So that is, in essence, how you quick slot your weapons or favorite your weapons so you can have them quickly available to swap out in the middle of combat as quickly as possible. So there you have it, everybody. 5 quick essential tips to get you going on the Xbox if you're playing Starfield for the first time in 2024 as a new player. I hope you do. I hope you ignore all the negativity from the anti-Bethesda folks, because there is a good game here, even though if it is bogged down a little bit by somewhat dated mechanics here and there and a lot of loading screens, which don't matter that much if you're playing on the Xbox Series X because they load like that. I had a great time playing the game. Definitely wasn't my game of the year for 2023, but it was a solid entry nevertheless, and I'm actually looking forward to playing it for a second time on a different playthrough because I want to do something completely different. And I generally like Bethesda games. This is great. It has space exploration, space combat. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you liked this guide, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams happen at 8 a.m. Central Time here and on Twitch. I play a lot of different games, so check out the playlist in the Discord. And until next time, stay safe, everybody. Happy gaming.